JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, police seized 2 firearms in Kingston. The police yesterday seized a firearm and several rounds of ammunition along Olympic Way, Kingston 11. The police said that about 7:30 a.m., acting on intelligence, lawmen searched several premises when a Glock 17 pistol along with 17 9mm rounds of ammunition were found under a sheet of zinc in a yard. No one was arrested in connection to the seizure, the police said. Meanwhile, the police seized an AK-47 assault rifle and 15 7.62 rounds during operations on Prince of Wales Street in Almond Town, Kingston, about 1 p.m. today. Suspect nabbed in shooting attack on 5 men in St. James. A suspect has been nabbed in the murder of 2 men in St. James earlier this month. The accused, 24-year-old Dwight Thorpe of Spring Mountain, St. James, was yesterday charged with 2 counts of murder and 3 counts of wounding with intent. The deceased are 24-year-old Kenroy Sinclair, otherwise called Ken, a security guard, and 44-year-old Dean Reed, a farmer, both of Damed, Johnzall in the parish. Reports on the Barnett Street Police are that about 1:50 p.m. on Sunday, January 3, 5 men were on Damed, Johnzall in the parish playing dominoes when they were pounced upon by 2 armed men who opened gunfire at them. The police said the group of men ran, and after the shooting subsided, it was discovered that all 5 men were shot. The men were taken to hospital where Sinclair and Reed were pronounced dead and the other 3 men were treated. Thorpe was arrested on Friday, January 8, and subsequently charged after an identification parade in the presence of his lawyer. Man accused of gun attack injured during shootout with cops. A Kingston man who was accused of shooting another man in his community was shot and injured during a shootout with the police. The lawman said 24-year-old Shandy Dixon, otherwise called Wingy Age, of Mountain View, Kingston 2, reportedly pounced upon the complainant and opened gunfire at him, hitting him in his leg. The incident took place about 6:30 p.m. on November 19, 2020. Further reports are that the complainant escaped and ran to the police station, where he made a report and was assisted to the hospital. Dixon was arrested after he was shot and injured during a shootout with the police in the Rockfort area on Monday, January 4. He was taken to hospital where he was treated and released in the custody of the police. Dixon was officially charged on Thursday, January 7, with wounding with intent and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. Manchester man arrested after firing gunshots during dispute. The Manchester police have arrested and charged 31-year-old Jervani Smith, otherwise called Zungo, of Plowden District in Manchester, with shooting with intent and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition following an incident in Buckup District in the parish on Monday, January 11. Police reports are that about 7:40 a.m., the complainant and Smith got into an argument during which the accused allegedly pointed a firearm at the complainant and fired 2 shots in his direction. The complainant managed to escape unharmed and reported the incident to the police. Smith was later arrested and subsequently charged. Government to pay $21 million in legal fees for 5 accused cops. The cabinet has approved the payment of $21 million towards the legal fees of 5 members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF, with cases now before the courts. Information Minister Favour Williams made the disclosure on Wednesday at the first post-cabinet press briefing for the year. However, she did not detail the cases for which the cops are before the court. Meanwhile, Williams said the cabinet has also approved the establishment of an interim procedure for the management of legal expenses incurred by policemen and women during the lawful execution of their duties, pending the finalization of a formal policy on the matter by the Ministry of National Security. She explained that in a previous cabinet submission, it was agreed that while the government would not be directly paying the legal fees of cops with cases in the courts, it would contribute to a legal defense fund for police officers. According to Williams, for the period 2012 to 2015, a legal fund had been developed for the 5 cops through a heads of agreement between the government and the Jamaica Police Federation, which represents rank-and-file policemen and women. It was agreed under the heading of Legal Defense Fund that the government of Jamaica was prepared to support members of the JCF who are brought before the courts as a result of legal challenges arising from the execution of their assigned duties. Constant Spring FC founder Danny Lynn passes away. The Jamaica Football Federation mourns today as footballers lost a stalwart, the late Maurice Danny Lynn. Constant Spring Football Club founder Maurice Danny Lynn has been hailed as a faithful servant of football who gave his life to sport while contributing to the success of many youngsters off the pitch. Lynn, 72, died in Canada yesterday morning at about 5 o'clock after battling lung cancer for a while. He had been ailing for a couple of months, and his family in Canada took him up for further treatment, but it didn't work out that way. His brother Neville said yesterday he contributed a lot to the football community and did a lot for Constant Spring Football Club, and I'll do my best to try to keep Constant Spring alive because I know that is what he would have wanted, Neville added. Neville noted that Danny was a heavy smoker, though he stopped smoking about 10 or 12 years ago, but the disease had spread from the lung to all over his body. I guess they found out late, he said of his brother, who had been hospitalized here before traveling north to Canada. And as he reflected, Neville couldn't resist the memory of his brother, taking many of the youth from Cassava Peace in St. Andrew to his Constant Spring Club to play football, and for others, he made them into decent, upstanding citizens. Meanwhile, Michael Ricketts, president of the local governing body, Jamaica Football Federation, JFF, hailed Lynn as someone who gave his heart and his life to the sport. His close association with JFF affiliates, the Kingston and the St. Andrew Football Association and the Intersecondary School Sports Association, kept football alive and kicking day and night. We are forever indebted to him. Cassava, too, expressed its deepest condolences to the Constant Spring Football Club and the Cassava family. Danny, as he was affectionately called by the football fraternity at large, was a stalwart of the sport, a faithful servant and a friend to so many. We pray for his family at this time, as losing a loved one is never easy. Rest in perpetual peace, Danny. You will be missed. Call for Zozo as Almond town under siege. People's National Party caretaker for the Kingston Central constituency, Imani Duncan Price, is calling for a zone of special operations, Zozo, to be installed in the violence-plagued community of Almond town. The appeal comes on the heels of Sunday's triple murder in the capital. Raheem Brown, 21 of John Street, Coney Big Red Foster, 20, of Lord Elgin Street, and Marvin Diamond Livingston, 20, of Prince of Wales Street, were shot and killed along Prince of Wales Street shortly after 7 p.m. The ambush occurred 2 days after the murder of a senior citizen also in Almond town. Ransford Tucker, 80, was shot and killed in his shop. It was reported that about 8:10 p.m., Tucker was at his shop, where he also lived, on Robert Street, when a lone gunman pounced on him and opened fire, hitting him. Duncan Price, who conducted a walkthrough of Almond town on Monday, said it was critical to give the police additional resources. Not just the police alone. We have to deal with the root issues that have been happening. While these two horrific incidents happened very closely together, we have had a spate of murders for the last 6 months across the entire constituency. It has just been drive-bys and shootings and murders and funerals, just ongoing, the politician said. Duncan Price said the police have been conducting patrols, but called for more boots on the ground. That physical presence, along with social services personnel, would offer reassurance to residents and build trust and engagement, she said. Zozo's, a policy initiative twinning increased security presence with improved social services, have been hailed by the government as key to breaking the back of the island's crime wars. Zozos are currently in effect in Mount Salem in St. James and Greenwich Town and Denham Town in Kingston. Councillor for the Almond Town Division, Charmaine Daniels, who also walked the ground on Monday, is in support of a Zozo declaration. Livingston, one of the deceased, became a father 9 days before he met his demise. His aunt, Garcia Nemard, said that he was a family person who repaired motorcycles. Him just have him baby and the youth love the baby. By 6 p.m. him normally inside with him baby, but him friend them call him out and him come back outside. I'll know me not say R.I.P. because me can't believe, she said. Nemard said when she heard the explosions on Sunday, She took cover inside her house. The street of the death scene was stained with blood for several meters. Detectives assigned to the Area 4 Major Investigation Division (MID) have been tasked with probing the circumstances surrounding the triple murder. 7 people have been detained. The Almond town deaths were among 25 killings reported across Jamaica on the weekend. 63 new COVID cases. Jamaica recorded 63 new cases of COVID-19 yesterday, bringing the total number of confirmed cases to 14,550. The death toll remains at 331. Of the 63 newly recorded cases, there were 24 males and 39 females, with ages ranging from 1 to 100 years. The cases were recorded in St. Catherine 14, St. James 13, Manchester 10, Kingston and St. Andrew 9, St. Elizabeth 6, Clarendon 4, Trelawney 3, St. Mary 2, Westmoreland and St. Thomas 1 each. The country also recorded 32 recoveries, bringing the total number of recoveries to 11,809. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.